afternoon, and thank you for your patience. We will begin with General Manager Rob Hennigan for opening remark, and go to CEO Alex Martins for an opening remark, and then we will open it up for Q&A. Once we get to the Q&A portion, if you could please wait for a microphone, and then when you get the microphone, please state your name and affiliation for our viewers on OrlandoMagic.com. Rob?
Thank you, Joel. I guess I'd just start by saying that this is an extremely difficult day for us, for obvious reasons, but it's a decision that we felt we needed to make to push the organization into a positive direction. I'll say that Jacques Vaughn is an incredible person. He's a class act. He's an A+ human being. He was a joy and a pleasure to work with, and we'll miss him greatly. He made significant contributions and sacrifices on behalf of the organization over the past 2.5 seasons, and we're grateful for that. And we thank him. We thank him immensely for his hard work, for his professionalism, for his dedication and passion for the organization. And we wish him well. We wish he and his family well as he embarks on the next chapter of his career. And it's been a tough day for us. We all have a great deal of respect for Jacques, and we'll miss him greatly.
I would echo Rob's comments, and on behalf of the DeVos family and our chairman, Dan DeVos, we'd like to extend our thanks to Jacques and the role and the work that he put into this organization over the past 2+ years. Jacques is the ultimate professional, and he represented this organization as well as anyone could possibly represent it as its head coach. And even more so, he taught those traits to our players, particularly our young guys. He taught them how to be professionals and what it meant to be a professional. And that will stick with them the rest of their career. And we're indebted to Jacques for that. We're incredibly grateful for everything that he did and the time and effort that he and his family put into this organization. We thank him for his service, and we wish him nothing but the best as he embarks on the next stage of his career.
Okay, we'll begin. Josh?
This is for Rob and Alex. Why was it necessary to make this move now, and do you believe that a coaching change will suddenly flip a switch with the team?
Well, there's never an ideal time to make a change of this magnitude. As the season progressed, we just felt like a change needed to be made, and we felt this was the time to do it, plain and simple. I think as we observed the team and evaluated the team, Josh, throughout the season, we were trying to get our hands around just the inconsistency that we were seeing on the floor, and there are a lot of reasons for that, and Jacques not the only reason for that. We're all in this together, and we're all responsible for it. I'm responsible more than anyone, and I take full responsibility for it. Never an easy time to make a change. We just felt this was the best time to do it, and we felt the organization would benefit from it.
Okay, if we can do name and affiliation, please.
John Denton, OrlandoMagic.com. For Alex and Rob, both of you guys, were you just not seeing the progress that you wanted to see after a pretty good start, tough road schedule to start the season? There had been some regression. Were you just not seeing the progress?
Yeah, we went into the season wanting to see some progress. We wanted to see growth. And we just didn't feel like we were seeing the type of growth that we wanted to see. And so that led us to this point. I would say that we find ourselves in a little bit of a rut right now. We'll call it what it is. But I would also say that it's a road bump, not a roadblock. And we will get through this, and we do see this as an opportunity to move forward in a positive fashion. However, it doesn't make it any easier when you have to make the type of decision we had to make today.
Josh Robbins, Orlando Sentinel. For both of you, to what degree do you feel that Jacques was hamstrung by the difficulties in the first 2 seasons, the relying on young guys on the roster for the most part? How much did that have a residual effect that made his job difficult?
There are a lot of factors certainly, Josh, I go into how teams progress or regress, and I think that you look, these rebuilding efforts are very difficult, and oftentimes they're most difficult on the coach, and that's just the brutal reality of it. And we certainly recognize that and acknowledge that. Jacques had a very difficult task at hand, and he came to work every day with an enthusiasm and a passion and a consistency that, to Alex's point, I think the players absorbed. And no one worked harder than Jacques Vaughn, I can assure you that. The guy was here at all hours of the day and night, and he truly is the consummate company man. And I have so much respect for him, for many reasons, personally and professionally, but his loyalty to the organization, in my opinion, is unmatched.
And Josh, I would just say that, you know, these players gain skills from Jacques that they're going to carry the rest of their career. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he was a great teacher, a great mentor for these young men, and they're going to carry that the rest of their career. And he did a spectacular job at that. Today's decision is about the fact that we're just not where we feel we should be today. And we told you at the beginning of the season we felt like this was a season we needed to turn the corner. And we haven't. Not at this point in time. We feel like we're still going to turn the corner. We may have to take a little bit of a U-turn here in the short term, but we're just not where we expected or feel we should be.
Hi, this is Farah from Telemundo Orlando. I wanted to know, what is our expectations for this year? What was that turning point that you say today, we have to fire him after a game last night in San Antonio? What was that turning point that the decision was made today? And what do you think the fans think about this move?
Well, we never rush judgment on anything. We'll always take our time evaluating every inch of the organization from top to bottom. That's our job. We do that on a daily basis. Again, to my point earlier, there's never an opportune time to make a decision like this. We felt like it got to a point where we had to make a change and that the team would benefit from the change. And we'll see our way out of it. We'll move forward and we'll get better because of it. And I think hopefully the fans see that we recognize the change needed to be made. We still have a lot of work to do. We're not shying away from that. And we'll continue to get to work and move forward. And we'll get there.
Ken Hornahan from FoxSportsFlorida.com. What would you like to see out of this team in the next 30 games, or maybe more specifically, what would you like to see out of this team that you haven't seen, say, like over the last 16 of the last 18 games?
I think it starts with reigniting that competitive spirit. I used that phrase a few weeks ago, and I think it's an appropriate one. I think we have guys on this team who want to compete. We believe in our players. We believe in our players wholeheartedly. And I think for the remaining portion of the season, what should be top of mind is regaining that competitive consistency and going out there and just competing. Plain and simple, competing. And doing it with tenacity and a ferocity and a togetherness. And if we can start there and create that and establish that as a staple, then I think we'll